Hi everybody, this is Harold from ClearHorizon Miniatures with a quick video showing off. This is the Raven-Class VTOL, and it's a work in progress. I don't know if you can see it on video, but there's highlights there. I've been using my airbrush, and I gave it a nice dark coat of gray, and then progressively highlighted it to bring out all the edges around the sides. On the bottom it looks, I think on camera, a little more harsh than it really is. And then here's the flight stand right here. In front you have the minigun in the hull, and then, so you can focus, the minigun in front there. Now what I've done here is I've actually magnetized the engine nacelles, and you can see I highlighted the tops right there. I'll be working on also eventually the missile racks and rocket pods, and at some point I will figure out how to paint the inside here, probably the same way, just highlight the individual squares. So this is a repaint. I took one of my previously painted Ravens and I'm just going over it again using my airbrush and some new techniques. And what I'll be doing is with the canopy here, I'm actually going to be airbrushing that as well. Now obviously I've already completed the highlighting work around it, so what I'm going to use is some liquid mask and actually paint on around, and then in the center there's a support there for the canopy. That way when I airbrush I don't have to worry about getting on paint I've already gotten. So I've shaken this up and it should just come out right like that. And I'm not going to need a whole bunch of it. I use my my favorite brushes are the, you can't really see the name, it's kind of worn off here, but the Winsor Newton. I believe this is probably a size 2, which is my standard size. Even though 15mm, you'd think that a smaller size like a like a 000 is the best to use all the time, or even like a 0 here. I find actually the paint dries a lot quicker, and as long as you have a nice tip on your brush, as long as you take care of them, then larger sizes work well. So I'm just going to paint right around the canopy here. And with this canopy, I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll simply paint a black line around the outside. If something goes over, that'll provide a nice black lining around whatever colors I do. If it's not needed, then it's not that important, but it's an option if you're not super neat. I know I'm not all the time, and that way you won't have to worry about getting it perfectly on there. Now I'm gonna have it come out a little bit. I don't really mind too much if it's jagged on the outside. I just wanted it neat close to the canopy. That way any overspray is simply caught by the masking agent. And once this dries and after I airbrush it, it should, if all works properly, it should just come right off. So now I'm going to do the part in the center. It's probably not as perfect as I would like it to, but that's going to be, you know, I already see the masking agent drying. That's going to be fine because I will end up simply going back over that with black. So I'll just finish this up here. As you can see, it's already drying. I do have some lamps here, and it's not too cool out here in Southern California, so it dries pretty quick. So you can kind of see, and I'm going to rinse it out here. Now I have found with this masking agent, especially if you're using a nice brush, you're going to really want to clean it out, since it will leave stuff on the brush. So now you can see it's still drying a bit, and it dries clearer, not 100% clear, but pretty close. So the next video is going to be, I'll be taking a blue with my airbrush. I will do a dark blue first to the canopy, then it will get progressively lighter down to this side here and to this corner here with almost a pure white at the end, and then there'll be a little couple white marks up over here. And so that concludes about the Raven. Of course, you know, I still will have the back of the nacelle, so you can kind of see this one was already painted a little bit, but I'm going to redo that. The interior is going to need decals as well, and then I'll need to paint the rockets and missiles and all that. Besides that, I have some hovercraft. This is from 15mm.co.uk. These are the remastered resin versions. They're very cool. I've actually placed them on a acrylic disc here that raises them up. Gives them a nice little shadow underneath on the table. And some of the other things I'm working on, I have a couple of Helldivers with jump packs. This one is a slightly larger version, if you can focus on that at all. Probably not. Let's leave it out here. And then this one's a slightly, if you can see it at all, slightly thinner version. And then I'll be working on these, and I'm working on not only Grunt's armies, but also for Infinity, a 50mm conversion. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time for the airbrush video. Thank you.